Not so far away as you might think, nested in a valley in the kingdom of New Beulah, thrives a perfect, picturesque little town.
Welcome to Tickerton, folks. Watch your step.
Wow, what a perfect little town.
How picturesque.
And thriving. I wish I lived here.
But little do Tickerton's visitors suspect that among its quaint shops and tidy homes lurks an ancient evil.
Cabals, assemble my shields.
Yes, your loathsomeness.
I, Asmodeus Burnham, shall not be denied control of this strategic town. From here, I shall launch an assault that will shake the very throne room of King Agapon himself.
Never fear, Tickerton. King Agapon has plans for you too. Plans for good, not for evil. Plans to give you a future filled with hope. That's why he has dispatched his elite strike team to deal with Asmodeus and his army of shields.
Attention! Officer on deck!
At ease, mates. I'm just Trace Elliott, a regular bloke. I couldn't run the squad without a capable XO like you, Ian McKenna.
Thank you, sir. Honored to serve. Squad, assemble for roll call!
Sparky Mustard Seed, come.
Frank Phoenix. Rookie?
Saloma Rafa, medic.
Alexandra Itsnatova, armor.
All present and accounted for. Chief.
Bonza, now let's go bust some temptations.
You're listening to Temptation Busters. This is the saga of a band of ordinary mortals who became extraordinary the day they freely offered themselves in service to the Immortal One. Now his awesome power has transformed them into more than conquerors. Today's episode is entitled, The King's Breath.
Hello?
Yes, can I help you, young lady?
Yeah, I'm Joy. I have an appointment.
Is that a fact? I don't see anything on the schedule for you.
Are you serious? Rats. They told me to be here no later than 1:30.
Who told you that, miss? With whom do you have the appointment?
All of them, kinda. Saloma Ralpha and Sparky invited me, but Mr. Elliott said it was okay. Frank and Ian heard him.
You certainly seem to know the Temptation Buster personnel. Let's figure out what the mix-up is. 1:30, you said?
That's what Trey said, unless it was Ian that said that.
Nope, sorry. The only person I have scheduled for a 1:30 appointment is Dolores Trullo.
Oh, wait! That's me! That was me. Before I let Prince Amnes cancel my slave contract, then Trace made me a Temptation Busters cadet, and yesterday the Trullos officially adopted me, so I'm not a mentored orphan anymore. And I'm so happy I could squeak. So I decided to change my first name too, since Dolores means sad. Besides, I think joy goes better with my name Trulov.
Honey, come up for air.
I'm rambling, aren't I? I do that when I get nervous.
Well, this is highly irregular. I'm going to have to talk with Trace about giving me accurate scheduling information. Well, don't just stand there fidgeting. Have a seat.
Oh, sorry. Thanks.
Mr. Elliott, your 1:30 is here.
Ice, I'll be right out.
Temptation Buster dispatch. What's that? You say your kitty is stuck up a tree? Sir, the fire department might be more equipped.
Sure, and that's the grand tour. Not much to see here, I'm afraid. Just a briefing room, some offices, and an infirmary. And a place to keep our gear safe.
Are you kidding? This is so cool. I love it.
It's cozy enough, I suppose. Now, if you pardon me, I have a mission report that I need to be writing.
Thanks for showing me around, Mr. McKenna.
My pleasure, lassie.
Finally, there's someone else that Ian could call a lassie. When he calls me that, I feel like I'm supposed to bark and catch a stick. Thanks, Sparky. But I'm just a cadet. I'm not sure I'll really be hanging out here very much. Will I, Mr. Elliott?
You're always welcome, mate. We're trying to recruit people into the Temptation Busters, not keep 'em out. So any time your parents give you the go-ahead, you're welcome to drop in and pester us.
Thank you very much, sir.
No worries. Sparky, why don't you bring Joy up to speed on our communication protocols? If you need me, I'll be in my office.
Yay! I get you all to myself. So, do you got any questions about my job? Yeah. So you're like, what, the radio talker person?
communication officer. But you could call me Com for short. Or Sparky works. That's what they call the radio operators. Back where Mr. Elliot comes from.
I thought that was your real name.
Nope, a nickname. My real name is Faith.
Cool, I like it. Faith and Joy. We sound like we belong together.
We do. We're gonna be best friends.
Really? I've never had a best friend before. So are you going to teach me how to use your radio?
Sure, it's really easy. You just make sure it's on the right channel, and then you push the button and talk, like this. Sparky to HQ, come in HQ.
Very funny, Sparky. Stop playing around on the emergency channel.
Sorry, Mrs. Starwer. See? A piece of cake.
How do you learn all the right words to say, like Roger, WD-40, okie dokie, and stuff like that?
Yeah, you do need to learn the lingo.
Whoa, that's kind of scary. What if you need to get an important message to King Agapon or something, and you forget what you're supposed to say? What? What did I say?
We don't talk to King Agapon on the radio, silly. Radios are for people. When we get separated from each other. Or when we're trying to reach HQ.
But then how does the king... I'm so confused.
Don't feel bad. It takes some getting used to.
Is it top secret or something?
Not really, but it's kind of complicated. I think we better go to the infirmary and let Saloma explain it.
Ah, there you are, Dolores. I've been expecting you.
She's not Dolores anymore. She's Joy now. She got adopted.
Oh, congratulations. I'm so happy for you.
Thanks.
Joy? What a beautiful name. So I guess you're here for your injection?
My what?
I'm sorry. Didn't Sparky tell you?
I didn't know how to explain it.
Radios. You were just supposed to explain radios. That's it.
Oh, dear. Well, here, sweetie, let me put down this scary needle and we can talk about it. Hey, you want some superberry coconut water?
Sure.
Have a seat.
Thanks. This stuff is good.
It's good for you, too. Okay, let me start with a question. Have you experienced the Hagia Zephyr since you trusted Prince Amnus?
Huh? Haven't even heard of that there's a Hagiagas or whatever you said.
Hagia Zephyr. It just means breath of the king.
Exactly. In the ancient New Bulan dialect.
I still don't get it. Breath of the king?
There's a little line from an old poem in the Temptation Busters training manual that says, "He makes the clouds his chariots and rides on the wings of the wind."
Who does? You're not making any sense.
King Agapon. He's in the wind.
Say what? How can he be in the wind? I thought he was in the palace, in his throne room, taking care of king stuff.
Oh, he is. But that's not the only place he is. The winds in New Beulah are alive because they are literally the breath of King Agapon himself.
That's why I don't need a radio to talk to him. He's everywhere, even in my lungs.
His words are literally inside of every Temptation Buster. Always calling to us, always speaking to us.
But I'm breathing the same air you are. Why can't he hear me?
Oh, he can hear you. You just can't hear him. At least, not in the way we can.
How come?
Let me ask you this. Can you read my mind?
Of course not.
Why not?
Because I'm not inside your head?
Exactly. Unless we could somehow become of one mind, sharing the same flesh and blood, there's no way we can share our thoughts, can we?
But what?
Sparky, grab my Temptation Busters training manual, will you?
Here you go.
Thank you. Let me find it. Here it is. Would you mind reading what Prince Amnus said when he came as a peasant to walk among us?
If you remain in me, and my words remain in you, ask whatever you wish, and it will be given to you. I must be dense. I still don't get it.
It's very simple. Prince Amnus and his father can communicate with each other even when they're many miles apart.
Really?
We've learned how to share that same ability.
You mean you use the king's breath to communicate?
Uh-huh. It's like the coolest two-way transmitter ever.
But a transmitter is useless by itself. When you're using your radio, Sparky, what else do you need besides a transmitter?
A receiver.
You got it. The transmitter sends the message, and the receiver hears it. So that brings us back to your original question, Joy. You were wondering how we Temptation Busters can hear the king's voice on the wind, and you can't.
Yeah, I've never heard King Agapon talk to me, even though I try to talk to him every day.
That's what the shot is for.
Temptation Busters have an advantage over regular Nubulans because each of our cells has been tuned to act as a receiver for Agapon's transmitted messages.
Just by giving yourselves a shot? That must be some weird shot. What's in it?
Well, there's some nanotechnology involved and some other scientific stuff that would probably bore you. But the most important ingredient is a solution of Prince Amnos hemoglobin.
What kind of goblin?
Blood. We have the prince's blood in us.
Literally flowing through our veins. See how that works?
Yeah, the blood, I haven't a clue.
If you and the prince and the king all share the same blood and the same breath, not only can the king read your thoughts, but you can understand his thoughts without the need for radios and other clumsy devices.
Wow, that's awesome. It's like the prince shares the king's blood, and you share the prince's blood, and all of you are breathing the same breath.
Now you're getting the picture.
So what do you think? Are you ready to take the shot now?
You couldn't pay me not to. Go for it.
All right. You might feel a little burning like a tongue of cloven fire. Here goes.
Ow! That wasn't so bad.
Pretty soon you should start hearing a sound in your ears like a mighty rushing wind.
Yeah, I hear it. I think I can hear stuff going on in Agapon's court.
Good. That's normal. Now just tarry until you feel the Hagia Zephyr empowering you to transmit Agapon's words.
Oh, worthy. Worthy is Prince Amnos, who was slain. He is worthy to receive power, riches, and wisdom, and might, and honor, and glory, and blessings.
All right.
To him who sits on the throne, and to the prince, be blessing and honor and glory and dominion forever and ever.
I think she got a good connection.
I'd say. We're reading the throne room loud and clear.
Congratulations, Joy. You're ready to begin changing this world in the name of the King.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Temptation Busters. Do you hear the voice of the king? He wants to talk to you. If you would like more information about the Delta Christian Drama Association, you can visit us at dcda.info. We'd love to hear from you soon. Take care until next time.
Hooroo, mates. And don't forget, with Jesus, you can bust temptation. Without him, temptation will bust you.